Maximilian von Spee. Um, what happened last time?
Last time there was a fight in the butt
No, that's
with
the
the
other game.
monster.
Oh yes, the buttery.
There've been a lot of butts lately. Yeah, it's been a butt heavy last week. Um, yeah, there was a fight in the buttery with a monster by our lizard friend. Uh, and I made an arrangement with this Iynaynornei elf fellow to either heist or get stabbed, one of the two. And we considered exploring the depths of the butt, but chose not to. And instead we went over and met with the criminal element of the city and hopefully purchased some heisting equipment. And then I think we went to sleep.
I think you're right, and I think we left off basically with trying to make it across Dammerung, a city with a curfew, under the nose of the Holy Guard, and
Oh,
um,
that's right. Yeah, we did totally get an old man murdered.
got an old man
Just a
murdered.
little.
Yes, in order to cover your escape, and so yes, we start today. We'll assume that you're together, and that you found a way to rendezvous. Now, uh, I was just telling them that for the remainder of the game, you can assume that in one session, in 2.5 hours, by 8:30 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, 1.5 days will have passed. So it is currently the late or the mid morning of the fourth day. You know that tonight you have agreed to meet Lord Iynaynornei. Just occurs to me, I need to probably pause and go get my notes. I have different notes. Blah 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 blah. Yes, I'll have to go find where the rest of my notes are. Because, anyways, you're gonna have a rendezvous with Lathlin Iynaynornei, the elf, who has some um, ideas about how the direction the city and perhaps his family could go in, and seems feverishly intent on trying to shake things up at his house. And so you have basically said that the thing that's causing him trouble, this anchor of tradition in his house that ties him to both his ancestry, but also to the city oracles, the religious authority, you could take it off his hands for a while in order for things to shake up and things to move around as Lath sees fit. And so he's promised to meet you this evening. So you have the rest of the day in case you wanted to do a reconnaissance of the manor, or in case you wanted to try to gain any other supplies. You also have supplies. I think actually that was going to be picked up today. You can assume that will happen in the Hoffenmoor. So you'll each have a full kit of burglaring supplies, crowbars and picks and shivs and rope and such things, climbing equipment.
Got that in my notes. Offenmore on Vooter Street, near the plaza, under the dead maple.
Well, I'm going to steal your notes.
Voten near the plaza under the dead maple. So, whatever that means.
That's the drop.
All right. This means that basically, since you can do two a day, you can visit two districts a day, that you can attempt to accomplish one more objective beforehand if you wish. You also notice that you're not sure where Alexandrite is today. She didn't join you for your rendezvous. You haven't heard from her.
That's unfortunate. She was half of my burglaring plan.
Indeed.
Like in game, that's That is very unnerving.
Yep. It's also real. It is unfortunate because she did have a really big sword.
Well, now we got my hands.
Yep. Now he's just like, I can choke people though.
The bad news is we're unarmed. The good news is that's not the worst thing ever.
All right. So what do you
Okay.
guys? What do you think? It's currently, yeah, mid-morning, on the fourth day.
I think the reconnaissance would probably be a good idea. If we look around the spot carefully and very subtly, look around the spot where you're supposed to be meeting the guy. Maybe we can pick out some spots where he might have, if it's an ambush, where he might have people hiding, and ways we can skedaddle fairly
I
quickly.
think that's a good idea. You might want to check out the location of the stuff early.
All right. Whoops, that's the wrong thing. That's okay though. One thing that you could do, not telling you what to do, but I'll explain where you are and maybe some points of interest here in Dammerung. I assume that you meet probably the least conspicuous and safest place would be Maximilian von Spee's apartment and the towers. Probably have the most mobility there. It's somewhere up here. Whoops. And the Iynaynornei estate is on the eastern end of the Sky Hallow Towers along a canal leading from the plaza that leads out into an irrigation area outside of town for the Starfaith Meadow Farms. Hoffenmoor is here, where you would need to pick up your stuff. And the plaza with the intersection of Voten Street is this alleyway leading into this plaza. And so you could hypothetically pick up the stuff last and make your way through those things and accomplish all four things. You would have to zigzag a bit, though. But I'll say that you can visit 2 districts instead of just one before this happens. If you want. That's up to you all.
Convenient placing.
Oh. What do you think, Julianus?
I think it's good. Just said the words and I lost them. Convenient layout. Good.
Now, the
Good way.
downside to this is that you would
Oh,
have
no.
to travel along the towers to the east. That's the only downside. Whereas it would be more of a direct route if you were to head straight to this the pickup location for your stuff and actually taking a look and see if you can see if there are any ambush spots at this this meeting place. That would be a direct line.
Well, if we meet any more old men at the towers, I'm sure we can just get them murdered again.
So, to the towers
That
then,
was
is it?
strangely easy.
All right. So,
Well, it is your day job, so.
let's
Just
see
don't kill me.
what happens.
Not off the table.
Okay. First of all, the towers. I'll describe what you see here today. Everyone here, as you leave the apartment of Maximilian von Spee, is the thing of most importance here today among the towers is that everyone is abuzz with the dinner tomorrow. It's the dinner that is the forefeast of the convocation. And so, Von Spee, you have an invitation to this dinner. Julianus, there's no way they wouldn't be able to figure out who you are, so I'm not sure. But nonetheless, that is what you see here. You see there are wagons being brought in. There are people, there's a mixing of many classes of people. So this is, and that is something you don't see a lot in Dammerung. There are poor people here bringing in loads of supplies and materials for this feast. There are nobles in the towers actually preparing for all of the arrangements, because this is also a decisive time to try to change things. Everyone is trying to get an angle, and everyone has an agenda if you're among the nobility or among the burghers. The merchants, the burghers, they are they're trying to make as much money as possible. It is sort of distracting everyone from what they've experienced lately. But what's also peculiar is you have all three of these classes here among the towers today. And the Holy Guard does not make up the bulk of what is guarding this. Something unique about the towers is the noble families have their own mercenaries they hire, or their own loyal guards that are loyal just to those families. The elves have elves that are trained just to be warriors. And you see all of this is the security that's here. It's not just Holy Guard. And that's very good news for you, Julianus. Because if they noticed you, or a Zweihander was here, it probably wouldn't be best. I don't know. But anyways, you make it out there. And I got a 8 3s to 12. No, 11. I have to use this document. Aha. Aha. Yes. Speaking of Zweihanders.
Oh.
As you make your way to the Iynaynornei manor to see, just to take a look at it, you notice that there are in fact a group of Zweihanders here, and they have found someone, and they are putting on what is one of their famous impromptu executions, and they're preaching. The preacher is not a Zweihander. A preacher is sometimes they'll take a crazy person and like they're just like a brimstone and fire preacher. As long as they don't preach anything against the convocation, they use that as kind of like a, you know, well, they're spiritually blessed by the oracles, you see. So anyways, this preacher is like yelling like, if we would only heed the time that is coming, if we would only purge ourselves through activity, through the work, if we could build this city as we've been taught. But no, our generation, our people, we are lazy and corrupt, and we are facing the consequences of our sins. And he's like screaming and stuff. And these Zweihanders are, one of them has a lantern, and even though it's daylight, and is holding it up. You know that they have like people that they're also not Zweihanders, but they have magic users that are tainted by chaos, but they're kind of like, what do you call it? Official, you know, by the oracles, and they're trying to sense the taint of mutation on these people, and yet the gallows are already prepared. And there are 3 or 4 Zweihanders here, and there's a crowd of people awaiting this execution.
Is this one of those things that is suspicious if you don't stop and and watch.
It's an awkward situation because you might have to either like abandon your attempt to, because you'll have to go all the way around and just not go near the manor if you were to try to not be seen or not go near this, or you would have to try to make your way through unseen. And yes, you would need to not be conspicuous and also hope that this magic user doesn't notice who or what you are.
Is it possible for first timers to be off duty? Or is it like, hey, why aren't you in uniform all the time, all day, every day?
Yeah, the second one, yeah,
Okay.
for sure.
Oh. Take a look at my guys' stuff here.
What is
Well, this is an execution. You're supposed to be here.
What does Ulrich do about this? Because you know that your entire life almost was a setup for being turned into a mutant, and now they're executing this innocent person.
Well, he's probably seen a bunch of hangings before because lowborn people like to watch that kind of stuff.
Yeah, this is not uncommon.
Well, there's no way he'd be able to punch everybody here.
So you look, he's like, how many people can I punch to death? I probably can't punch them all to death.
Could I try using scrutinize? So like kind of looking through the crowd and trying to calculate. Okay, what's my best route? Say like, okay, there's a tall guy over there. If I can squeeze back him and I'm behind him, then that guy won't be able to see me. Whereas over here, there's this hunchback lady that I could easily kind of dip. So I think for the rest of the guys, they're fine, but I've got to be all sneaky and.
Yeah, I'll say basically if you look at the crowds and you make an assessment. First of all, what do you do when you come up on this crowd? What do you tell everybody? What does Juliana say?
Well, as we're kind of guessing, just kind of keeping casual and saying, if they spot me, I'm in a large spot of trouble. Our options are I sneak through and hope for the best, and you carry on. You're in no real danger. Or we take the long way.
Couldn't you just like get involved? I mean, this is a public execution here. That's what you do. This is like your bread and butter. Wouldn't it be not weird if you were like, oh hey, I'm involved now?
Well, they say many people wear different hats, but I'm not wearing the right one.
Yes, hats. Do you? So I just suppose we can't stay around and watch.
You should. I don't know what to do with this in particular.
So what else?
The choice is yours. Like, oh, go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say the choice is yours. It will affect our plans if we go the long way. It also affects our plans greatly if I am caught and burned at a makeshift stake.
That would be inconvenient. You know, I feel like we've got important things to do and less important things to do. Keeping you alive might hinder the really important things to do. Maybe the other way around. I'm doing great today. Let's maybe the long way. Maybe this is a moment for the safe play.
What do
I
you
accept
think,
these
Ulrich?
terms.
Or what does Ulrich think?
Well, I want everybody to be safe, but we need to get to the place. So I'm not fully sure what to do.
We could use a coin. Just kind of nothing wrong. How could that possibly hurt us later, right?
Well, the opportunity here is you could attempt to do a reconnaissance of the Iynaynornei manor if you go through here, but
What?
you could just avoid this risk and not gain that potential advantage later. You know, and
Yeah.
just go get your stuff.
Are you allowed to ask the difficulty rating of a particular thing?
Well, I was gonna say, because you had offered to scrutinize, I was gonna say you could attempt that one time, and if you succeed, then I will say that I'll drop it down to being much easier and even give you a flip to succeed roll
Okay.
to make it pass.
Because I've got two
That doesn't
dots.
eliminate risk, but
Yeah.
then you also have these. You can. I'm probably doing this wrong, but I'm saying you can do this after the fact. I think
Okay.
that's fair though, because I can use them too then. So
I got two dots in scrutinize and decent perception. So
oh, did you guys add your new skill rank?
I totally didn't remind me how to do that.
You just add a dot to whatever you want.
How many skill ranks should we have acquired so far in this?
How many sessions have we
adventure?
had?
I haven't
3?
added any.
Yeah, this is the 3rd session, so 2.
oh, I'm missing one. Well, I won't put that in scrutinize because that'd be too meta right now.
Okay, I placed one.
I'll put it in simple melee because that'll be meta for later.
Yeah. Indeed. All right. Yeah, you can make a scrutinize check if you want.
Yeah, I'll see if it's a thing we can what I can do. Slash roll 1d100 and I need to make so that's 5, 6, 7. So I need to get above 74. Is that how this works? Percent plus the 2, right?
So, what is your, let's see, scrutinize is perception. So what is your perception score?
That's 54.
So 54, and then how many dots do you have?
2. Oh, I need to get below
So
70.
64, 74. So long as you roll
Okay.
a 74 or below, you're good.
All right, drum roll. Oh, okay. That'll do.
What'd you get?
Well, 6.
A 6 flat?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, not only are you able to find a path through the crowd, but you're absolutely certain that you can do so in an inconspicuous way. You're very confident, and I'll say that it's both trivial and flip to succeed. Also, I think that you and Maximilian von Spee are immune to peril effects related to horror, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know if this would count, but watching an innocent person being hung, I think everybody should make a resolve check. When I think horror, I think this is when you encounter mutants and chaos and stuff like that. You won't have to make a resolve check.
Yeah, that fits. All right, so resolve first, then roll, or roll and then roll resolve.
Oh, you can go ahead and roll resolve, but I want to apply it to this
Okay.
this roll because I just said this. But it'll. Okay, so like Max von Spee passed.
Kill them! Burn the heretics!
Resolve. Where's resolve?
Roar passed. Resolve is it's a willpower based one. It's
Oh, I see it there. Okay.
Teach
So that
them
would
what
be-
happens when you disobey the oracles.
I need beneath.
Yes.
other people near you start to cheer in this too. Like some old lady next to you is like, "Yeah, yeah, hang 'em, purge the unclean,
Roll
stretch
the
their
5.
neck." Oh, nice. Okay, so everybody's able to like. It's unsettling, and you feel something wrong in this, but then you're able to overcome it and deal with it. and so you don't go to down the peril track.
Beautiful.
Cool. So, if you want to try to sneak past now, Von Spee and Roar, you don't have to do this because you're regular citizens. But the Vershiner, if you want to attempt to sneak, you could try skullduggery, stealth, survival, depending on how you do it. You know.
Okay.
I think that those
What's my
make sense.
agility? Oof. All right, I don't have a dot in those. But it says trivial, so okay, so 30. So I
Yeah.
need.
And you'll flip to succeed
seven.
as well.
Okay. It's this one. 100. Hey, 41.
41, and
Sneaky
if you flip it,
14.
that makes it 14. Yeah. So yeah, you're able to pass among the crowd, cowed, them not realizing who is among them, and then you hear the snap of necks as several people cheer on these people being murdered, and you're able to pass through.
Blood for the Blood Emperor. I mean, yeah.
Wait,
I
not that.
mean, praise the emperor. I mean, you know what I mean. Definitely not blood for the blood god. I didn't mean. Yeah. Okay. So the next place you make it to, you're in the same district, so I won't roll the chaos dice for this. But you make it here to the southern part of the Sky Hollow Towers and the northern part of the plaza on Votan Street, and you find a dead, gnarled old tree that is half fallen in, having been struck by lightning and rotten through by parasites. And when you take a look here, you can see that he's obviously chosen a place that only has a couple of angles of advance. There's no windows here. He did this on purpose. It seems like the sort of place where he's probably made deals in the past. But if someone was going to do an ambush, or use a dart or a crossbow, they would either have to do it from the ceilings above, from the buildings, or they would have to do it down the alley. Probably a ranged weapon would be best, but that is what you would have to try to defend against as far as an ambush.
Yeah, that's not too bad. The roof one's a little unnerving, but the alley, it's not too bad.
Yeah, alley schmally. I don't suppose any of you guys are good at second story work.
No, not my. Yeah, not my forte.
All right. Well. Yeah,
Just-
I guess it is what it is.
I'm just good at scaring the elderly, it seems so far.
That's not a bad skill, though.
Do you all want to try to take a look at these spots, or having identified them, do you want to just try to work on that when the time comes, or do you want to move on, or what would you like to do?
I guess we could take a peek while we're here.
Yeah, sure. Can I?
Yeah.
Are these buildings scalable? Can I get onto a roof and look around at roofs to see if there's like a pre-made sniper's nest?
Well, you've got a couple of options. One is that you could simply find some reason to allow the burglar of the nearby building to allow you in, and then find a way, an easy way from an occupied building, business or house, you're not sure, to make it up, to be able to make it up to the roof. The other option is you could try to scale it, which would be rather difficult. And then finally, another option is you could try to find another place to get across, which would mean that you'd have to go find some place and try to make it back across the roofs. And I'll do a chaos die roll for that if you do that one, is what I'll do. Not chaos, not chaos. So when I'm sorry, when I say I'm kind of conflating a couple of things. And in fact, I don't know what I'm going to call it yet, but I have a mechanic in the adventure where when you visit districts, a thing happens, and every time something happens, as it goes on, it gets worse and worse and worse. You know,
Right. Are you using the mythic
sort of like the
mythic
chaos
system?
system, where like as things get worse, they get crazier and crazier and crazier, and it just keeps adding up. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. That's awesome.
I'm willing to do a little gravity defying climbing, just straight up
You got these.
not interacting with people. I know.
It
I'm
would
very
be
aware.
if you made it up to the top and fail, it would be 2d10 um, to overcome your agility check to see if you can't land and then harm you. But you also have these, so yeah, you can make a athletics check or a skullduggery check.
All right. Well, they're the same. So let's be athletic today. There, I rolled a 26.
It turns out that
I'm
this fancy noble barber surgeon is actually quite nimble, and you're able to find footholds and handholds and make your way up to the top of the building. When you get up, you can see the other buildings nearby. You can see that most of the buildings nearby are on the same level. So if someone were here, they would probably be able to notice someone coming, and you even find some places where you could hide to do that. Meaning, like, they would, if someone were hidden here and watching, they would probably need to get through you first to be able to set up an ambush from the roofs.
okay.
Anything else?
No, no, there's nothing like up here. There's no like stuff that indicates anyone spends any amount of time up here. Any like sniper rifles laying about.
I was thinking of a crossbow set in a little.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, there does look like a place where you could hunker down. The building here has a place that has weathered in and wasn't finished, and so there's this kind of little, I don't know what to call it, but where they built the next, I don't know what this is called in building, but a small space where then they built up and then finished off on the roof, and that area down there creates a defilade where you can kind of hide. When you take a look down there, you just see that it has kind of rotten in, and that probably a ceiling sweeper, cleaner, or worker probably needs to get up here and fix this at some point, or else the ceiling is going to rot through.
Very disgruntling. Ugh.
But apart from that, no, it doesn't look like anybody's been up here in a very long time. However, if someone were trying to during the supposed ambush, this would be a good place to do it. Now, it would be hard to approach from anywhere else because the several buildings over, the roofs are level, meaning like, they're on the same elevation, they're the same height you can see. So it would be hard for someone to sneak up on this position if someone were able to see up here.
All right. Well, I'll come back on down.
Oh, it occurs to me you passed your check and I skipped Iynaynornei manor, so I apologize for that. So I'll move back there, but anyways, and I won't roll the dice for that. Yeah, you're able, if you take your time coming down, you're able to come down slowly. Roar, is there anything you want to check or do, or does anybody else want to do anything here on this rendezvous spot?
Can't think of anything.
No.
All right, I apologize. I'll move you back here to where this canal would be, here in the Sky Hollow Towers, and I will describe what you see here. The paths and it's the Sky Hollow Towers are a nicer part of town, and but they wind themselves in strange ways in the stone, because the builders here, when they came here years ago, built over top of the pre-existing strange structures. And while the Iynaynornei manor has a kind of human architecture to it, it was human builders that built the manor. It was built on top of something not human. And it extends out in ways that don't make sense for a. It seems like it shouldn't bear under its weight, and you also have these spiraling kind of works on the outside that, you know, the stone structure has weird geometric patterns that buildings shouldn't have to be able to stand up under their weight. Let's see here. Sky Hall Towers. All right. Yeah, so when you approach the manor, there are lots of guards. They're all elves, and they're wearing ceremonial armor. They look stone-like and expressionless in their discipline. Other than the occasional change of guard and patrolling guard, you're able to see just up to the gate and the what do you call it, the wall. It's made of there's a wall that's made of plant. This vegetation. I can't think what it's called, but it surrounds the entire place, the entire manor. And you can't see over that. They have built things and changed things around it for the sake of their security and their privacy, to where you couldn't. And you can't really see into the inside of the manor from where you're at. It looks like you would need to either get up on a roof and not be seen, or you would need to try to scale that wall or make it past the guards to look in. I also want to remind you of a mechanic where you can increase the chances of your success by taking more time. It is currently approaching early evening.
How come all this important stuff we need to do involves such risk? This just doesn't seem fair.
Preparing for a burglary and getting like supplies for that, and in a city where they like kill people just for acting weird.
Right?
We could always retire to the countryside.
You do have the money for that now.
They won't let us leave the city. That's the second heist, is getting out of here.
Escape from New York.
Did you tell them about your money, Maximilian?
No.
Okay. Well,
I'm
never
rich.
mind.
That's
There's
just
no
like
money.
assumed. I don't think there's been a change in that development.
Do you need a bodyguard?
I'm never. There's no such thing as too many bodyguards. Oh right, heisting materials. A dead oak, maple. It's a maple.
So you don't want to attempt to do a reconnaissance to gain any advantage on the manor? Take
Oh,
any
did
risk
we
in
not
doing
do that? Oh, we saw it. It's a manor.
Oh, you would have to. Well, you could spend time and get a smaller result, or you could attempt to try to breach the security lightly to see into the compound, into the gardens, or you could attempt to scale a nearby building to see even further. The more risk you take, the more you'll know.
Yeah. I don't want to be a naysayer, but I don't think that's in any of our skill sets. I think we're gonna
I'm great
have
at
to.
climbing things.
That's
And since
true.
We've already assumed, we've already assured canonically that I survive past this point in the story with all of my limbs. I think I want to climb a nearby building, see if I can see in.
Ulrich doesn't want to try anything.
Well, it looks too dangerous to climb, unless maybe we could, like, boost each other somehow.
You could try to do that. That's called. That's actually a mechanic we haven't used, where you lend a die.
Well, then that could be good. Get more info. Reconnaissance.
You guys don't want to take the risk? No pressure. Just we can move on. I just want to make sure I understand.
I took my major risk today, so I'm totally willing to support you guys in yours.
And that Maximilian has also said that he's not going to climb anything else. So, are we going
Oh
to?
no, I said the opposite. I said I want to climb something
I'm
because
sorry.
it's
Okay.
canon. I'm going to survive past this point with all my limbs.
Gotcha.
I have climbing ability
All right.
in the future, so
Okay.
I want to go for it. I
So-
want to climb a nearby building.
If you made it down this alley, you could try to make it up on top of this building, and then depending on, and then you could either attempt it again to make it up further on top of the very roof to be able to see all the way into the manor itself. A roof that, otherwise there's no reason for somebody to be up there. Or you could just stop here. Either way, it'll determine the results. So you make a check on the first result. Ulrich can help you. So the way that I'm going to do that is basically Ulrich, and this is not actually the rule, but I just like it, so I'm going to do this. Ulrich, you can make a either an athletics or a toughness check, and then you will lend the front digit over to Maximilian. And Maximilian, you can make it, an athletics, skullduggery, whatever it is you wanted to use before for climbing. Okay. Did you also roll, Caleb?
No, I haven't rolled yet. Would you
Okay.
like me to roll?
Yeah. Okay,
All
so
right.
he rolled a 96. So I don't know if this helps you, but he can lend you a 6-digit as a tens die.
Hopefully it doesn't. All right, let's see.
Hey.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Oh.
Oop. Okay. Yeah. So you would fall unless you use one of the tokens.
Yeah, I'm gonna use a token. Sure. You are really thirsty for us to use these, and I am nothing if not
No,
indulgent.
it's one of those things like, if we'll forget about them, right? So I'm not pressuring y'all to do anything. Okay. So yeah, so you make it up like he starts to push you up, and then you start to make it, but then you start to slip, and you're able to chimney climb and put your leg out and freeze yourself like on another part of the building, and then you're able to like basically the stuff starts to come loose that the building's made of, and then you can use your hands. It makes you dirty, but you're able to pull yourself up, kind of soiled on the outfit that you're wearing, to pull yourself up to this roof right here. Do you want to look in from there, or do you want to keep going?
I obviously think we should go higher.
Okay. I will tell you what you see. I'll give you both checks. Let me see here. And actually what I'm going to do is it's going to be a degree of success roll for a, any kind of like guile, awareness, anything to try to spy, eavesdrop, anything like that. So, yeah, you can attempt the check again. It's just a standard check, but you don't have any assistance this time.
What about navigation? Because there's the geography of the compound that needs to be figured out. Would that make sense?
Sure, it would change the result.
Take it. All right, that doesn't seem like it pans out very well.
It's hard to tell from here. That's the problem. So this building gets in the way from here. You can't see all the way into the courtyard. You can see where the guards are. So if nothing else, from where you are, you're able to see the changing of the guard and its timing and when it happens for the entrance into the foyer of the manor. So you can actually see them move. You'll have to spend time here to be able to see that pattern. But that's pretty much the only navigation related thing. You can't see other routes, roads, access ways from where you're at.
But I can see where guards are posted.
You can see one posting, and it's a very important one, at least if you're going through the main entrance.
All right, well, that's something. All right, well, it seems like that's what's happening here. So, in the interest of not spending too many fate points, I will attempt to disembark from this great height.
Okay. How long do you spend analyzing the route of the guards and when they change their post?
Not too long, I assume, as to delay us. I don't have a firm grasp on how much time I'm working with here, but like
You've got currently you've got an hour or two, so you could basically reduce the difficulty rating of your navigation check to see what you learn by one if you wait longer, or you can just do a standard check to see what you get.
I'll wait a little while, sure.
All right, you'll have just enough time to make it to the rendezvous at this point, but you can make a navigation check, and you can do so. It is now routine. So you can add 10. Oh, I didn't see it. Did you do it? 75 of 53? Oh, wait.
Yeah.
33?
I was inputting stuffy stuff. This is what I got with it.
You got a critical success.
Oh, interesting.
So I'm going to drive it all the way up to the top. You have learned from watching, you were able to hear people talking. You actually saw a burgher approach the guards and insist that he must speak to Lady Iynaynornei at once regarding their meeting this evening, and then he was hushed by the guards. And you hear him speak of items that he is owed, and that much money is involved. And you can't quite make out what he's talking about. But the best thing of all is you've heard that he, from what he said, that he knows that such items are kept on the second floor. So if you could find a way into the second floor, you're most likely to find anything that they keep here that's valuable.
Very, very excellent.
I'm sorry.
Good in.
I completely, because I wanted to, yeah, all that's true except literally the opposite. It's the basement.
All right.
The most valuable
notes.
items are kept in the basement.
That was what I initially assumed was the case. All right. Well played, elves. Well played. I don't suppose that while attempting to put pressure on this guard, this burgher goes further dictating the precise layout of the basement.
No.
Well, he's giving
it's
away geographical details for seemingly no reason.
Well, he is being an idiot, and they hush him, and then threaten him, and he eventually
Can I
leaves.
spend a fate point to make him more of an idiot?
You absolutely, you want to try to, how do you want to do that?
I want him to tell. I want him to like. He's talking about. Oh, I know where these things are located, and I want him to kind of be like, if you just walk into the building and go left, left, right, you'll be right there. You can just grab them for me, and we could be done here.
You could make a perception check, and then if you fail, you can use this if you want. And then in order to hear all of what he's saying. But he might not be saying that. But he would talk, he's talking about some kind of item and things that he's owed, and you can't make out what he's talking about.
Right. I did it very well.
Wow.
Ew.
Yeah, you got a 6. You listen closely, and you realize, now you've heard rumors. This almost should have been a rumor check or both kind of in a way, but basically, the Iynaynornei people, they're elves, so they've always kind of been on the fringe. They've always not been completely accepted, and they've always been kind of off-putting themselves toward others. They're not very active.
What are your
among the
bastards?
well, based on what you've learned from Lath, and based on what Juliana said, it's quite the opposite. That actually they feel a sense of inferiority because of their heritage. That they're really seeking to try to be more human-like and to be accepted. And so they've endeared themselves to the convocation. And what he's talking about is this Borger claims that his business depends upon the magic that the Iynaynornei elves make. That they make magical items and concoctions and potions and things.
Ooh.
And and he knows very well that such things are kept here in their vaults down in the basement, and that he knows that they were taken in and out, and he remembers the days when that happened, that it helped the city to run. The man is sort of emotional, like, oh, I remember the days when the Iynaynornei elves, this family, they helped the city, and they gave their magical boons to us so that we could help build the city, and why perhaps we wouldn't even get ill with this horrible mutation if they would help us. Why have you abandoned us? Nonetheless, you owe my family an obligation, and I want to speak to her now, before the meeting tonight. Anyways, that's what you hear him say.
Ooh, before the meeting tonight. That's an interesting detail. I accept these terms. All right, how do I get off this roof?
There's the long way and the short way.
Yeah. Yeah. No, you can take your time. You make your way down, and then yeah. So this is kind of flashing back because I skipped it and screwed up, missed ahead, so missed it. Anyways, you make it to Hoffenmoor. I will make a roll for that. We're up to a D10 and a D8 now. Oh dear.
Oh dear, that's awesome. That's super good for you guys. That's what it means.
You hear a growling sound and a roaring like a beast, and suddenly you hear screaming, and people nearby start to scatter, and you can feel the building shake nearby.
Oh, so is the screaming in between us and the roaring?
Yes.
Oh, thank goodness.
They seem to be headed your way. I mean, the people that are screaming seem to be headed toward you.
Ah,
Would this be a convenient distraction to grab our dropped stuff and vacate quickly?
Oh yeah, you don't even have to roll for that. Yeah, if your goal is to Oh,
Hurry
go
it
ahead.
up here before the monster finishes with these fine people.
Yeah, and that's exactly what happens. Is a giant hunchback monster bounds nearby and takes someone like a chicken leg and simply eats their upper half, almost like they're just like a piece of meat, and then continues to grab people and devour them. You're absolutely able to use it as cover. However, you'll all take a chaos point. And you have your stuff now. And also, everybody except for... So actually, that would be counted as a horror. So, Julianus and Maximilian, you don't have to make a resolve check. But I believe, Ulrich, I think you have to make a resolve check.
Okay.
Oh god, that's a critical failure.
Oh no.
Let's see here.
It's too spooky.
It was too spooky. Let's see.
3 spoopy, 5 me.
I think I might just have it go down the track twice is what I'll have it do, but I just want to see here. Peril.
Now, we
51.
spend all this tax money on this totalitarian police state, and it can't even keep monsters from running amok in the streets.
That's
I'd
because
like
they
a school
put
system.
them there. This is a place for them to experiment.
Gonna look at his character, be like, "Oh, friend of yours."
Oh,
Looking
that's
at him and
terrible.
seeing his reaction, that seems a little inappropriate at the moment.
Each step. Let's see. A character's peril threshold. Whenever a character suffers peril. Chapter 9 hazards and healing. Peril damage 267.
I think I got some laudanum for you.
What does laudanum do?
I think that helps people. Laudanum. Zweihander. To the internet.
It doesn't say, and it's not well explained, so I have an idea of how I'm going to do this. I'm going to say that I'm going to use 2 chaos die because it was a critical failure. Or 2 chaos die. What is your peril threshold, Roar?
It is 8.
Then this does not overcome it. So you are still unhindered. No, but you actually go down the peril track 1 regardless. That's what happens. And then if you go into the next part of the track, it goes even more. So you're currently imperiled, and your heart starts to beat, and you start to breathe harder as you realize all of your friends and everything you've done in the pits of fighting were all a sick experiment by these horrible people that were trying to turn you into beasts. And you realize this was your friend. He makes the joke, and then you look and it is your friend. It's somebody you knew.
Oh,
Anyways, so that happens, and you get your stuff, and it is now time for the meeting. So I'm gonna go back here to this kind of alleyway. So you guys know about these like ambush spots. How are you gonna prepare for the meeting? You gonna send somebody up there, or like what's the plan?
Mm.
We have time to post someone up. Maybe that would be wise, and then someone kind of hanging out the other alleyway, so that we have at least warning if like the fuzz come.
Yeah. I'm fine with either of these.
All right. Yeah. Okay. So who's going to go down the alleyway and who's going to go up top?
I should go up top because I've kind of got good eyes, and uh, Rurik. I can't remember the character's name. Rora, what was your character's name? Sorry.
It was Ulrich.
Ulrich. Okay, I just need to write that down because I keep forgetting. Right. Yeah, Ulrich should be at the bottom in case some throats need to ripping.
All right. I'm going to zoom in here, and I have a battle map for this. Reveal. And then we have this small alleyway here. It's all happening in a very small area. And
It's a battle map. That's not good news.
Also, last time we were talking about, or I was saying that I could have my uniform on, and if things went really south, I could waltz in as if I happened to be passing by and go, oh, what's this kind of a thing.
right.
Did we want to do that, or did we want to not bring that hammer down?
I think there are two modes to this encounter. I think there is great success and murder. I don't know that this is a situation that we want to just like disengage.
I am good at one of these things.
All right.
Let me just put some things here. Okay, so I apologize. Who is going to go down the alley? Who's going to do the rendezvous? And who's going up top?
I'm gonna go in the alley.
I'll be up
I-
top.
I am the rendezvous person.
All right.
Yep, just me, all alone in the plaza, as agreed upon.
He did say if you brought anybody, there was like a limit of how far they could go. I'm imagining
Yeah,
he's got people watching.
I think that the plaza proper, the meeting place, is it's just me and him. We're supposed to be there.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so
Which
I'm sorry.
I don't think
Julianus
we're
is going up
violating.
top. Ulrich's going down the alley. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Go like right here. I'm just trying to make sure I didn't screw this up. And then
Necessary. Ulrich can blend in by just pretending to be a beggar, and because Julianus is already locked away somewhere, you're in no danger.
I hope
I
I
am
didn't
good at
screw this
pretending to be a beggar.
You see, the trick to pretending to be a beggar, is you just actually beg.
Lisa, may I have some more?
up. All right. So
That's what I do when I'm not fighting. I just pretend to be a beggar.
eventually, as you wait, it's a little bit delayed than what you'd hoped for, as the sun has long since set, and you are in a dark alley, depending in the darkness on the lantern light of a nearby building. Ulrich, we can say you're around the corner. It's no factor here. And Julianus, you're up on the ceiling, or up on this roof, and you found this little this place here where you can see what's happening, but there's that defilade I was talking about. And eventually, sure enough, Lath Iynaynornei approaches. And for some reason, it won't.
Do a little bow when I see him.
I'll try it again. Yeah. So, and this screwed up on me. He also bows, and he says, we don't have much time. I've spent some time in thought about what you were saying, and we simply can't wait any longer. The dinner is tomorrow. I think I'm desperate to see things change here. I've heard of things happening in the streets today. It's getting worse.
I think that was my experience too. It's been quite dramatic this evening.
Take the gerotect. What do you intend to do with it?
Nothing.
I see.
Just keeping it out of sight and out of mind, as it were. The people it's sort of driving into a fervor.
All right. Ulrich and Julianus, you can make a awareness check, by the way, or scrutinize, and you can do it at
74.
you can flip to succeed.
Excellent.
And he says, I hoped you would say that.
Yes.
I can't obtain it. But, and then as they're talking, Julianus, you notice there are people, sure enough, coming across. Now, they can't see you because you're in this defilade, but there are two elves that are coming across that are armed on the rooftop. And, Roar, what did you get?
Yeah, I rolled now.
Everything's fine. Unless you want to use a token.
I won't use a token. I'm just busy playing with trash in the alley.
Nice. Well, I hope it's good trash. Well, anyways, yeah, so he's like, I can't get the gerotect, but you're right. I confirmed what you said. My father has been working with the oracles. Gods forgive me for what I'm about to do. And he gives you a key. And he says, this key, it will allow you access into our house, into the manor. It's one of the few master keys held by my family. Only I and my father and my elder sister have one. And
It'll open any key in the building?
Yes.
Or any...
And when you look at it, it is bizarre. And it almost kind of resembles the architecture of the city, or the guts of some of the buildings, in the sense that it winds and bends in a really unsettling way, in a way a key should not.
Right, I'll real quickly stuff that into a pocket. Say, all right, okay. That'll help.
Meanwhile, I'm going to pan back over here. Julianus, these people have gotten close, and they are, in fact, drawing crossbows, and it looks like they're going to try to fire on someone.
Okay, so these aren't just guards doing their own thing.
It looks like they're going to aim at Lath.
Ooh, I'm gonna whip a rock at one of them.
What's your intention? Are you trying to just distract them?
Yeah, I'm gonna see. Is there like some jars or some kind of trash around that if I hit it, it will really just...
Yeah, you can get a clump of deadfall full of worms and stuff that's kind of clumped together. And you could probably throw that, and you can make in fact, like an athletics check or a simple melee ranged, martial ranged to see like the effect that you could have on them.
Okay. So martial range would be, let's see, combat. Combat's 40. So I've got to do a 45. Oop. Roll 1d100. Come on, luck, don't fail me now. Hey, 30.
A 30. Yeah, you're able to pop, and then it distracts them, and then they put their crossbows down and they draw their blades and they immediately advance towards you.
Okay.
And meanwhile, over here, well, actually, starting right here, you all hear this noise up above you, and see that there are figures on the roof up above you running towards something. And Lathlin says, "This was a mistake. This was a mistake." And he gets ready to bolt, and he turns around, and then he starts running back the way he came from, and immediately runs into like a bunch of elven fighters.
Do I see this?
You do see this.
Can I try to help him?
Yeah, how would you like to do that?
With murder.
Do the elves, do the enemies see me?
As far as you know, no.
Well, then I'd want to punch them in surprise.
All right. I'm not going to look it up. I'm just going to roll on it. I'll say that because you're hidden and playing with trash, you can attack first. So it's a surprise round, and that's going to be it. You'll get a free attack. That's what it is.
Okay.
So in an attack round, you have 3 actions that you can take. Also, let me bring up. Zweihander rules summary. I'm going to need that. Anyways, in combat, you have 3 actions that you can take. Everybody can roll a d10 plus their initiative modifier. Hold the result, and I'll get it in a second. And then you can move as one of your actions. You can attempt a stunt, or you can attack. You'll have to move in order to hit them, though. And then an attack, I think, takes 2 actions anyway. Downloads. I'm bringing up some options for combat. It's on the last page of the session 0. Let's see here. Attack. If it's a regular attack and it's melee, it just takes 1 action.
Is there a charge attack?
There sure is. You can charge, move, and add a d6 to your attack if you succeed. And that takes 2, so yeah.
Yeah, I'll want to do that, like a running punch
All right.
with
so,
my knuckle dusters.
This crazy old man with rotten mottled skin that's tiny, just you hear like that noise that I imagine. Never mind, it's offensive. It's a crazy noise, and you just like charge out of the garbage and just like hurl yourself at this elf, and you can roll to hit. You'd make a simple melee check. Would be the first thing.
Sorry, I can hear it.
Yeah.
I mute myself.
Anyways, yeah, that definitely hits. And then now you can roll. Are you trying to use any of your special abilities?
I don't think I can use any of them because I was Unless I can use them with
Actually,
charging.
No, actually, you're right. Yeah, you can only charge. So you could try to do your chokehold next turn if you wanted. But yeah, okay. So now you roll for damage. So it would be 2 fury die, which would be 2d6. Unless you have other things that you can add to that.
I don't know what damage knuckle dusters do.
I think it might just change your initiative, but I'm pretty sure that you'll just get 1 fury die. I don't think you get more than one. So
Okay.
it always starts as a d6. So, but since it was a charge, you get an extra d6. So you can roll 2d6.
I did 5 damage.
5 damage. Well, the good news is that the good news is that you did hit it. The bad news is that it only moves down the peril track once. So they're not injured. They're lightly wounded, and that has no effect. And you clock this thing, and you distract it from Lath. The other one is going to try to attack Lath. I'm going to roll for initiative for everybody, for all the bad guys. I got a 2 plus the initiative modifier, which is 8, so I got a 10. What did everybody else get?
Got a 12.
12.
And
You got a 10, okay. And then what did you get, Roar? You got a 9. All right, so the first person able to act is Julianus.
Okay. I am gonna run. Oofda, I should have thought about this more. My apologies. I am gonna run closer this way. Yeah, I'm gonna come down behind. Is it Rorik?
You're gonna jump off the building and then land behind Lath.
Is it a Lath? Yeah. Is it a super tall building?
You would need to attempt to like do a roll, which would be like an athletics or a skullduggery check, and then if you fail, you'll take 1d10 damage.
Ooh, okay, yeah,
against
let's
your
not do
damage
that.
threshold. Otherwise, you can take 2 rounds to try to get down, so you'll lose a round.
Yeah, that's what I'll do.
All right, you start
Then-
trying to climb down to get behind Lath. That makes it the bad guy's turns. No, I'm sorry. That makes it Maximilian's turn.
all right, well, whilst he's climbing down, I think I'd like to enter the fray over here. Out of the line of sight of the bad guys. So what are my options here? My intention is to stab people with scissors.
Stab people with scissors. You can attempt to assist by distracting someone. Keep in mind that, like, what is your goal? Is your goal to kill all these people, or what is it you're trying to do, right? But anyways, if you're just trying to stab, you could attempt a guile check, which could blind an enemy. A dirty trick. You could try to disarm them. You can attempt to take down one of their weapons. You could, let's see, other stabby stuff.
Yeah, how about the guy that looks like he wants to kill Lath? Can I disarm him?
Yeah, you could attempt to disarm him. You'll need to make either a coordination or scrutinize test.
Ooh, I bet those are not different things.
Oh, he did a critical
Nice.
fail anyway, so you would have to
All
really
right.
fail to do it, to not do it.
Well, I only lightly failed.
All right, you did your movement, which is 1, and then a disarm is 1. The foe must resist with coordination or they're disarmed. How do you knock the weapon out of his hand? Slice his wrist with your crazy
Yeah, that just might be it. Just
rusty
like
knife.
hey,
Maybe?
they're very well maintained. Yeah, just sort of like going in, and it's dark. He's not quite expecting me, and it's sort of the surprise and the cut. Not quite doing damage, but it's enough for him to lose his grip.
All right. You can also do. I just want to note that you can attempt to inspire or do a litany of hate to try to help one of your allies, because you've done 2 actions. You've done an attack, so now you can do something that's not an attack. You can take cover. You can move again, or attempt to move again. Hustle. Try to inspire somebody.
This is something I could do to protect Lath.
You could try
inspiration.
You could try to like use the words as weapons special action to try to get the guy to fight you or something.
How does inspiring work? Can I inspire Lath?
Yeah. You could be like, get out of here, we'll hold them off, or something like that,
Yeah, that's what I want to go for.
Okay, yeah, in that case...
Get out of here, you're still important to the city.
Yeah, you can make either a leadership or a warfare check. What other fellowship things do you have? Leadership check or a... what else? Guile check?
You can do rumor?
No, I can't. I don't think so.
Alright, let's lead.
You know what I heard?
I heard you're pretty cool. Look at that. I'm so leadery.
Right, yeah, and that works. So I'm gonna say, because of that, it says you're gonna gain. What is the bonus? I'm gonna say that you lend that, because it says leadership for inspired. I don't know what inspired is, but you got a 2, so I'm gonna lend him a 2 for his action, and you can tell that he nods, and he is gonna try to get out of here. While you try to hold these people off as a distraction. Okay, so let's see. That makes it the bad guy's turn, and they are going to fight you 2 respectively. So they're both going to make a martial melee check.
Fists are martial weapons.
So one of them passes. It's the first one. So it's the one fighting Roar, and he's going to try to attack you. He has got a simple bladed weapon. He rolled a 6, which is really bad, because it means he gets to roll again. So now he got an 8. What is your damage threshold, Roar?
Which page is it on?
It's on the second page of the character sheet, or in Roll20, it's in the second tab. So
yeah, I see it. It's do I get a dodge or a parry?
Thank you. I apologize. Yes, it's a melee attack, so you get to do you can attempt to do either. Reactions are free. All opportunity attacks and dodge and parries are free. They don't take a action point. Pretty sure when I read that. Yeah, reactions, yeah.
But would I be able to parry with knuckle dusters?
Yeah, absolutely. Oof. It fails.
Well, my damage threshold is 7.
Damage threshold is 7. Alright, so that means that he exceeded your damage threshold. In mod. Plus damage threshold mod. I might have been doing that wrong. I did that wrong on the last one. They have to exceed your damage threshold in order to try to hurt you. So anyways, it moves up to, you're now lightly wounded. And let's see, that makes it Roar's turn.
Okay. Well, then I'm looking at this guy angry, and I'm gonna want to choke him for hurting me.
You're going to try to do the chokehold action?
Yeah.
Alright, you have to make an athletics or coordination test. And I did really well. fail. You were unable to get a choke on him. However, and that was your attack, unfortunately. But you can do 2 more things that are not an attack on this turn. Actually, that's not technically that's a stunt. I have that wrong, in fact, and I apologize. You can do it's an attack action you can only do once per turn, so you can also attempt to call a shot or just another melee attack.
So I can make another melee?
Yeah, so that's actually a stunt. So it's not categorized as an attack action. Disarms, takedowns, stunning blows, chokeholds, dirty tricks, those are stunts.
Well, then I'm gonna punch again.
All right. $82 fails. All right. Yeah, that you failed to hit him, or to try to hit him. He you just slam into his armor, and he gets pushed back, but just looks at you and kind of like you see this hatred under his helm, and he doesn't even have to try to dodge it actually. And let's see here. That makes it. That was just a regular attack, so you can actually attempt one more thing. You could attempt to try to say something, or move.
Where was that sheet with the things we can do?
It's the session 0 document. Did I send that to you?
I think you sent it to me.
On page 70.
Yeah, it's the last page.
No, I didn't get sent it.
I apologize. I'll do that right now. Actually, you know what I'll do is I'll just screen share and. Well, no, I can't do that either. Let me see here.
Do you screenshot it and just throw the relevant pages in Discord?
Yeah, well, it will take a while to do any of that, unfortunately. I think it might actually be quicker just to send him the documents. Nope, never mind, I'm wrong. So I will do as you suggested. This is going to be tiny, but hopefully you can read it. And yes, I'll put it in Discord for everybody to see. Here, and then Adventures in the Vale is where I'm posting it. Bam, there you go. I wasn't trying to hide it. I mean, but I'm also very narrative centric, so you can just come up with something. I'll give it an action point too. All right. Yeah, so basically you can try to move, or you can try to trick somebody by saying something, or you can I don't see anything. I don't see anything that says you can't try to do 2 stunts. The only thing you can't do, you can only do 1 attack per turn. And there's one other thing, I can't remember what it is.
Well, then I'm gonna try to move. Or no, I'll stay where I am.
Alrighty.
I can't think of what else to use my point for.
You could do one of these stunts. You could try. I don't see anything that says you can't do 2 chokeholds. Because I'll look at the rules here, but it says combat. You can do. You can only do 1 attack. Oh, you can only do 1 stunt per turn. Okay. So you can do an attack and a stunt, or a stunt and an attack. And then you can move. So the only thing else left, and you could just hold it too. Actually, I think that's even one. It says wait. And then you can... so you can actually use the wait action if you wanted to, and then you can use a fate point to interrupt somebody's turn. But that wastes, that blows a fate point. Alternately, you can try to distract somebody by talking, or you can move. That's the only thing else you can do at this point.
Well, then I'm gonna try to distract, I guess, the other guard to get them both to try to go after me.
What do you say?
Well, I'm gonna throw the trash, if I can do that, that I was playing with to try to.
Nice. You can do either. You can do an intimidate check. See if it works. Oof, fails. All right. Let's see. That brings us back to Julianus. Julianus, what do you do? And these people move. I forgot to mention that. They make it up to here.
Does Lacelin get a turn?
Yeah, good point, Lathlin. He would. Let's see. Also, there's something else. Julianus. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna put Lathlin here at the end, and Lathlin is gonna try to move past them and flee. So, run. 3 times movement, low cover. So he's gonna use his entire action to run. They do get an opportunity attack. One of them does, so he's going to try.
Isn't he the one I disarmed?
Yes. So he's going to try to punch Lathlin.
Ooh, rude.
And I will say that gave him also flip to fail. He does hit Lathlin. Flip to fail is 41. It still hits, but he gets a 1. And so he does not exceed Lathlin's damage threshold anyway. Lathlin runs off in the dark, and you can see him do that. And now it's Julianus' turn. You're muted.
Oops. Sorry about that.
That's all right.
Am I still climbing down the side?
You've made it down, so you used
Okay,
your turn
perfect.
to climb down, yeah.
Okay, so he's going to get a little closer to this fella. Actually, yeah, so I'm going to get a little closer to this guy. I'm going to try to stab this guy.
All right.
And then disarm this guy. And then try to say something scary at them.
Nice. He got a 47. Let's see if he can. Let's see. To per your
Okay, so that's
martial melee check or simple melee check, whichever.
simple melee check for the stab is combat 40. So a 60. I gotta do a 60. Roll 1d100. 38.
38. Okay. You're able to overcome it, and you can roll for damage.
Awesome.
And if you want to kill him, remember you have these.
No, I'll wait on those. Those are very both tempting and very concerning. Let me find this. I believe it was a D4.
I think, well, all damage is a d6. It's a chaos die.
Oh, my bad.
It's
All
just
right.
a matter of how many d6 that you can use. And then
think it's-
weapons can affect your initiative or give you a special ability and things like that.
Oh, okay, because I've got a dirk.
I think
it's
that
just
a dirk improves your initiative, I think, by +10. I think that's what a dirk does. Something like that.
Oh, okay. Man, I had a total misunderstanding of this. So I think just got the one. I'm not 100% sure how to calculate damage in here at all.
You just
Goodness.
roll a d6, and then...
Okay, and then...
And I do
you
think
go.
that you might have to add... I feel like d6 is not going to overcome anybody's damage thresholds. There's something I'm missing to that.
Yeah, that does sound suspicious.
So I'm going to look at that in a second. But I just also want to look at the dirk here. Nope, that's not what I wanted. Well, anyways. Take Turns action to combat. Attack. Combat-based test. Have to parry or suffer damage. Attack actions. Take down, disarm, reactions. Success. Which weapon? Okay, let me switch to this. Let's turn attack. When an attack succeeds, it is calculated by combat bonus plus fury die. So I apologize. Combat bonus plus fury die. So it's a D6 for most weapons. Big weapons are usually 2d6, and then they might have a special feature, like it might make them bleed, or it might drive their damage threshold up higher, or whatever. I'm pretty sure yours gives you an initiative bonus. Anyways, the combat bonus is the first digit of your combat number.
Okay, so I've got a 4, and I rolled a measly 1.
Okay, so it's a 7. Well, I'm sorry. You roll your die. If you get a 6, you get to roll again. Also, you can use these.
Okay, I just stop it.
Sorry.
I just rolled a 1.
Okay.
On my D6. Yeah.
Okay, so it does not overcome his damage threshold.
Okay.
All
And
right.
then I'm gonna try to disarm this guy.
All right.
Which is scrutinize. And I need a 70 to beat lower than 74. Not typing anything. Why am I not typing? There we go. Oop. Ah! Really? 75.
Yeah, he that fails. And then
Okay.
I've really got to look up the weapons because it's the next thing I do. And then the next person that's able to act is Maximilian.
Oh, great! I love acting. Hey, one of these fellows here that I'm next to is undamaged, right?
One of them is correct.
I would like to sunder this individual.
All right, sunder. It says their shield or weapon is ruined. Cool. Yeah, I'll change it if that works. How do you do that? You try to like rip it open with your knives?
I imagine they've got armor, and armor has straps that kind of hold it together, and that's what I kind of want to get at, and see if I can't just like make it come undone.
All right. He rolled his toughness check and did a critical failure. So he automatically failed, and you got a 10 anyway. So you did. You removed his armor, and that's huge because now his damage threshold just went like way down.
Yeah, and now I'd love to stab him.
Yes, stab him. Yes, do it.
All right, let's see.
He's gonna try to parry. Wait, is it the
D6.
guy with is it the unwounded one or the wounded one? Because one of
The
them.
wounded one.
Okay, he has a weapon. I think it's the unwounded one that I think he disarmed, right?
Yeah.
He would have done a critical success unless you can overcome that.
What am I rolling for that?
It's your simple melee. Simple melee.
All right. Big money, no whammies. I don't.
You also have these. But
I know.
his armor's already gone, so your chokey friend there might be able to follow up with that. Anyways, weapon. A dirk. It's fast, which gives you the +10. Finesse means that you can hold 2 of them, and it adds like a bonus to the damage if you have 2. And
What's the bonus that adds to the damage? That's useful information.
okay. Oh yeah. Well, we already gave you that because you had your like scissors. We gave you whatever you and I talked about that.
I'm sure you did, but that doesn't mean I still have it.
Okay. Well,
I don't have that information anywhere.
versatile. Gosh darn it. Dirk does finesse, which does Oh, I'm sorry. Finesse means you can do one or the other, just like in 5e. You can either do agility bonus or combat bonus. And then also fast and light. Light means that if you carry another weapon, you add +1 to total damage.
Gotcha.
And then, what is it that you have? You have like a brass knuckles, right? Knuckle duster. Fast and pummeling. Pummeling, you can use your brawn bonus instead of your combat bonus if you want.
Okay.
If that helps. So, okay. Anyways, let's see. Is there anything else that you want to try to do? You can try one more action if you want. Caleb. Max spawn speed.
Oh, all right. One more action.
Can't be an attack or
Over
a
to
stunt.
this. I can't attack. Is taking cover a thing I can do?
Yeah, absolutely. I don't
Like
know if
take
that would
cover.
help you, but let's see. It says take cover, and I mean that'll help against ranged attacks. They do have
Yeah,
crossbows.
yeah. I think I'd like to put my friend in between me and the crossbow guys.
All right, you do that. You take cover. If you put your friend there, they'll take it instead, and it
I
gives
accept
you
these terms.
total cover from that person. So you would need to move over behind Rourke there, behind Ulrich. You won't take an opportunity attack. Don't worry.
Oh, behind Rourke? All right. Well, that's okay too.
All right. Yeah, you stay right. Okay. Let's see. The next people to act are the bad guys. Two of them are going to attempt a simple ranged attack. You all can attempt, let's see, Julianos and Ulrich, you can attempt to dodge if you want. Ulrich, if you don't dodge, it will hit you.
Then I will dodge.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to dodge.
Oof, you failed. It hits you. Alright, so they're going to add their combat. What's your damage threshold?
7.
7. Okay, so it fails. So it barely misses your head. You can hear it whistle nearby. The other crossbow bolt flies off into the darkness. These two are also going to try to attack you too. These two are starting to... they realize that they're starting to draw attention and that this is taking too long. And they look like they're about to bolt. Besides that, their target has already left. Their simple, or their martial melee attacks, you can attempt to dodge them because reactions for... Or you can attempt to parry them, either one. You can do that as many times as you want. So Julianos and Ulrich, you can try to dodge or parry if you want.
Yeah, I failed my dodge on the
He didn't hit anyway.
ranged.
Yeah.
Oh, that's really good news. And I'm gonna try to parry.
All right. Let's see. So
The melee. Ooh.
looks like you missed, and then Julianos, it didn't. Okay, so now he's going to try to hurt you. He got a 3, plus his combat bonus is a 6. What is your damage threshold again?
Mine is 7.
7. Okay, so 3 and 6 is 9. And so it doesn't push you up into the next one, but you are now lightly wounded. Or were you already wounded?
I was already wounded.
Ah, you're now moderately wounded. So you now roll a 1d6 to see if you get a moderate injury. What did you get?
A 5.
5. Okay. Let's see here. You are not moderately. You have to roll a 1, basically, and then that goes up as you go on your chaos dice. So, but you are now moderately wounded without the condition now. Okay, so let's see. That makes it Rourke's turn. Ulrich.
Okay.
Who is Rorik? Why do I keep thinking Rorik?
Oh, because that's his real life name, and then Ulrich is his character name. And I said
Okay.
to make it worse.
That's confusing me.
And actually, they're going to try to run. They still have some actions. They're going to try to. They can't run, but they can try to flee. They realize this, but these two on the rooftop, unless you have ranged weapons, they are able to get out of here. These two, you can attempt an opportunity attack, but they're going to try to run.
I would like to attempt the murder.
All right. You guys can
I will
try to do
attempt
that
the
if you
murder.
want. Yeah.
I want a chokehold before they escape.
You can try to
Get
you can
away
try to
from
do
me.
that. Sure.
Let's
Just because I
try.
think it's interesting. I want to see the chokehold.
16.
All right. So it hits, and then Max von Speed does not hit. And then what'd you get? Ulrich, you got a 5? No, that was on your D6. Critical success, a nat
A 1.
1.
Outstanding.
Does our head just automatically pop? Like you just reach out and
So,
poof?
what features do you get, Ulrich, when you have your chokehold go off? You get some.
Checking. Foes get resist. They get a -10 to their resist to chokehold, and when I use a chokehold, add another 1d10 to physical peril.
Oof.
So whatever peril damage I do, I guess I add another 1d10 on top of that.
Well, you have them. Do you want to try to use an attack now on your turn?
Yep.
And Julianus, if you want to say that you hit that one, you can roll for your damage to see.
Beauty. I stab him right in the back of the leg so that he can't run.
Oh no, you are actually no, you're right. Yeah, and he's in a chokehold. So can he resist you? Must resist with athletics or they're choked. And then what does choked mean? I'm gonna say that he can't. I mean, he's in a chokehold. So, but anyways, you still failed to hit him. 3 plus what is your combat bonus?
It's 4.
4, so 7. So let's see. And also he doesn't have armor. So his brawn bonus is all he's got, which is a 4. So that makes him goes from lightly wounded to moderately wounded. And then, but you didn't cause damage. Or not you, but Ulrich. So he doesn't move any further along the track. But now you have him in this chokehold. And then what did you do, Max von Speed?
Oh, sorry.
He missed. Okay. So he's going to try to get away from you all, clearly. The other one runs off into the dark. Let's see. I think he's going to have to try to get out of this. So he's going to try to resist Ulrich. He got an 86. And I'm going to make it automatically succeed.
Oh,
And he
what
runs off
if?
into the dark.
What if we use a token to make it? Does it just keep going?
Yeah, I figure I'm not going to do that. I'm going to have like a 1 token per situation rule. That way I also can't do that to you all. I can't be like, well, I use a token then. You know, like if you
Keeps
try to
going around.
Yeah. Anyways, you're in the dark now, except you can hear commotion as it sounds like guards might be headed this way. They heard the the rabble.
Imagining
Right.
all of us simultaneously looking at each other, going, "Run!"
We
Nice.
we need we need to get out of here, and also we need to heist before those guys can tell anyone about anything.
Oh yeah, there's that.
We need to heist
Right.
tonight, right now. Go, hurry it up. Vamos, beat the feet.
See, they'd be expecting us to run away, but we're running.
We're running into the jaws of doom.
Nice.
It's like,
You were already in the Sky Howl Tower, so I'm not going to roll again for the Chaos dice. So let's see
Now
here.
go for it, Max Chaos.
You make it. You make it back to the Iynaynornei manor, and you see the large. Is the word I'm looking for? Whatever. Anyways, the walls made of shrubs, and what do you do? There's a main entrance, and you haven't seen the other side. You would have to. Well, there's this wall that goes all the way around, but you would know. I don't think this would be a secret. You know that on the other side there's a canal. You know that it connects to a canal here.
I think that's our way in.
Yeah, maybe there's some kind of entrance down there, or I don't know. Go
Thinking
for
like,
it. Man, I wish we had a lizard lady with us. This would be so much easier.
thinking Count of Monte Cristo, where they've got that thing underneath where they throw out all their dead elves, and we can just go through that door.
Yeah, the dead elf door. Just considering the setting, that's probably actually how that goes.
Oh yeah.
All right, yeah. So you make it over to the canal. What are you going to do? You guys going to try to swim? Or are you going to try to like keep your, you're going to try to waterproof your tools as best you can and slowly make your way along? Or are you going to try to find a boat? And then
How deep is the canal?
it is very deep. It is, you're not sure, but your feet don't touch the bottom.
That's very deep.
And it's 20 feet. It's a ways across, 20 feet, 30 feet, whatever.
Can we? This is a difficult thing without being able to like look at the geography. Can we start on the same side of the canal that the Iynaynornei manor is, and just like go up to the manor, then climb down into like the side of the canal, and not actually like swim in the water, but just then like climb along that wall and hope that there's some entrance to go into?
Yeah, I mean, I would say that's like, in order to do that and not be seen. So I would
Someone
say
guarding the canal.
you can clearly see that, like on the manor side. Like obviously the manor, where the canal goes into it, there's a lantern light and there are guards posted there. You can see that.
Huh.
Yeah, they don't have an area where it's like, well, just come on in the canal. We don't guard this part. I mean, yeah, no, they guard the entrances into the manor.
They've thought of everything. Huh.
It's a tough one. So what you know so far, you know that there is this canal that goes into the manor or alongside of it. It is guarded. You see a lantern. You see two guards. You know there's a main entrance that goes through that wall, and there are two guards there. They're receiving people, and there are burghers that are entering in for this meeting here this evening.
Oh, right. That's tonight. Is this the thing that we all have invites for?
No, that's the
No,
next night.
that's the party.
Okay.
But there's some kind of meeting tonight.
Oh, are you invited to that one?
No. I learned about this one from eavesdropping on the guards at the front gate today. Gosh, do we just... They're receiving people. Does it look like they're looking for invites, or is it just like the people who show up are supposed to be there?
They look like they're supposed to be there. It's not a large crowd. We're talking half a dozen people, maybe, coming in one or two at a time at most.
gosh, this is just like,
Trying to heist an extremely secure place in a.
yeah, and we're not professional heisters. This is,
Not very heisty. We're being too hasty in our heist.
we were prepared as we needed to be, but I was prepared to have a giant lizard lady with a really big sword that could just stab my enemies.
Well, it is now 8:12 p.m. So why don't we see if the lizard lady shows up?
That'd be great.
Nice. So, now we roll. Does anybody have any? So everybody got 1 chaos point. So everybody rolls a d10. And if someone gets I'm just going to say a 10. I can't remember if it's over or under, but it's the same math. So if somebody gets a 10, then this is going to go off for that person. 7, 8.
Yes.
And since we don't have any sessions left, I'm just going to say it goes straight to the chaos alignment. But the opposite is true too. And if you get enough order ranks. All right, so everybody rolled a d10. Nobody got a 10. Everybody has a chaos rank. I know this isn't the rules, but this is what I'm going to do because we only have a couple sessions. So, does anybody have... Is there anything that you all did that was like good, morally good tonight? I don't think so.
We
It was
didn't
all
kill
bad.
anyone this whole
Didn't-
session.
You know
Yep,
what?
didn't-
Actually, you helped Lath. That was good. That was heroic.
Oh, yeah.
I think everybody can take an order rank for that.
Love to hear it.
So anyways, that'll be tonight, and I'll